11 Tricks to Lose Love Handle Fast Fat. Love handles fat could be one of the most embarrassing things of the body, especially when it comes to men. And these fats are the most stubborn fat in the body that needs sheer hard work, and people usually struggle to get the correct way of losing it. But need not to worry anymore, guys, as your struggle ends here. I will tell you 11 tricks which will definitely help you to lose this embarrassing and stubborn fat. So, let us begin. Number 1. So the very first thing that you'll definitely want to do is to make fat loss way easier, which is to eat a diet full of foods that have a high thermic effect. I think we all know that cutting calories can feel difficult, but burning more calories just by prioritizing certain foods is much easier. And it can really contribute quite a bit to your total calorie deficit, leading to more fat loss without having to put in a whole lot of effort. The thermic effect of food is essentially the energy that your body requires to break down, digest, and assimilate the nutrients from the food that you eat. So, to put it simply, some foods cause more calories to break down than others, which is a very good thing for fat loss. Whole natural single ingredient foods tend to have a higher thermic effect than their processed counterparts, and this is especially true with vegetables, which almost cost as many calories to digest as the number of calories they provide. Number 2. Second thing is to avoid the food with low thermic effect. Something like sugar has one of the lowest thermic effects, which is why my second tip is to reduce your sugar intake. Not only is sugar very high in calories for the amount of volume that it'll fill up in your stomach, but eating too much sugar is also specifically linked to central obesity, which is essentially storing more fat specifically around your stomach and love handles. On top of that, eating too much sugar regularly will stimulate your brain in a way that will cause you to crave more sugar. So, not only is sugar very calorie dense, but it also makes you crave more of it, and it makes it harder to find enjoyment from healthy, natural food sources that would actually help you to lose the love handles. Number 3. Now, besides sugar, you'll also need to cut out refined carbohydrates. The refined carbs are very quickly converted to sugar right after you eat them. When the grains are refined, they are stripped of all bran, fiber, and nutrients. Not only does this reduce the thermic effect of these carbs, but it also speeds up the rate of digestion. So it's not long before you're hungry again. On top of that, many refined carbohydrates have additional added sugar. A couple of examples include white bread, dough, pasta, pastries, white flour, sweets, and most breakfast cereals. Number 4. Next, you'll need to make sure that you're eating enough soluble fiber because these foods really help fill you up and help you feel full for longer. Foods that help you stay full help reduce your calorie intake naturally without having to feel like you're starving yourself. A couple of examples of foods in high soluble fiber include Brussels sprouts, beans, broccoli, and some grains like barley and oats. Eating more of these high fiber foods have been shown to help lead to fat loss in many studies. Number 5. To reduce hunger and optimize your hormones, you'll also want to include more healthy sources of fat in your diet. Fat slows down the digestion process, helping you stay full for longer. The other thing about fat is that it simply tastes good. So, it helps make your diet more enjoyable, and when you enjoy your meals, you are much more likely to stick to them. Number 6. The next thing you'll want to do is lift weights. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of trying to lose their love handles by targeting them with oblique building exercises. However, simply doing tons of abdominal work won't help get rid of your love handles because it doesn't burn all that many calories, and simply builds muscle under the fat. Instead, you want to focus on weight training exercise that build the most muscle and burn the greatest number of calories. Exercises like deadlifts, squats, pull-ups, bench presses, rows, and cleans are all very good at doing just that. Number 7. The next thing you can do to help burn fat faster is to incorporate 15 minutes of high-intensity interval training directly after your weight training workouts. Weight training predominantly requires carbs for energy, so By the end of your 45-minute or hour-long weight training session, your glycogen or carbohydrate stores will be depleted. By performing a 15-minute high-intensity interval training session directly after your weight training session, your body will be forced to burn fat to provide the energy needed for the workout, since it's already burned through the carbohydrates with the weight training. I recommend grouping together exercises that work your whole body and get you breathing heavily, like burpees, squat jumps, medicine ball slams, and mountain climbers. Number 8. You need to ensure that you're getting enough sleep. Not getting enough sleep has a very negative effect on your testosterone-cortisol ratio, which leads to less fat loss and less muscle growth. Hormonal changes can highly contribute to the problem of excess fat being stored around your love handles, and one of the simplest ways to avoid many of these negative changes is by getting enough sleep. You have to do your best to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night to help your body burn fat. Number 9. You'll also have to reduce your alcohol consumption, especially if you drink a lot at once or if you drink often. Fat is processed by the same organ that processes alcohol, your liver. And when you drink alcohol, your body stops burning fat to prioritize breaking down and cleaning out the alcohol. Alcohol is also technically its own macronutrient, adding 7 calories for every gram of alcohol consumed. On top of that, many drinks have added sugars. For example, wine and beer are full of additional calories on top of the calories from the alcohol itself. Having 1 or 2 glasses of wine every day will definitely not reduce your chances of developing love handles. So, if you do drink, try to stick to hard, clear liquors that don't have additional flavors. And also, if you can't control the amount of food and the type of food that you eat when you drink, then you're better off not drinking because you can easily consume 1,000 extra calories in one drinking session. Number 10. Another very simple way to reduce your love handles is by eating vegetables with every one of your meals and by prioritizing the vegetable and the protein sources on your plate. Vegetables are not only low in calories, but they also take up a lot of space in your stomach. This helps satisfy your hunger, keeps you full longer, and prevents you from overeating naturally. If you simply incorporate vegetables in every meal, and you always make sure to eat all the vegetables and protein on your plate, you'll be less likely to overeat. Number 11. Finally, the last and one of my favorite ways to burn fat is with intermittent fasting. Now, there are many types of fasting protocols that you can try, like Eat, Stop, Eat, the Warrior Diet, the 16-8 method, the 5-2 diet. Depending on which one of these you choose, you can be fasting for either 16 hours, 20 hours, 23 hours, or even for the entire day. And just by not eating anything at all during your fasting window, you'll most likely reduce the number of calories that you take on a daily basis. You'll also still be able to have larger, more filling and satisfying meals since you'll be eating fewer total meals per day, which will allow you to eat more during each meal. Fasting can also be used to help fit cheat days into your plan without going overboard on the total amount that you eat. Even though fasting may sound difficult and complicated to set up, I promise it's not. So, there you have it. Those are 11 simple ways that you can use to start reducing the amount of fat of your love handles right away. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. And like this video too. I will see you guys in other video. Till then, stay healthy and stay fit. Peace!